Frame by frame, everybody!
The crowd was wild.
The crowd went wild like a shark with me.
Yassy. There you go.
Welcome to Frame by Frame, everybody. This is Andy Lewin.
Hi. Hi, everyone.
He's holding a pencil.
I've got a pencil today. I like a pencil because I can erase it easier when I make a mistake.
Ah. I wish
I've
it
been
was that
nursing.
easy.
Yeah, I've been nursing a virus for about a week, and it keeps giving me brain fog. So what it keeps doing, I'll be halfway through a sentence, and my brain goes, "I'm not going to tell you the last half of that sentence," and I just kind of go,
Oh,
Interesting.
So this is going to be a classic podcast then. Did I say
Yeah, this is going to be very insightful with lots of Stephen talking very, very eloquently about things where I go,
Virus is just coexisting with you.
It's on its way out now. I feel better. I have a sneaky suspicion. I think I had COVID. I think it's been COVID again.
No way.
Yes, way. Because last time I had it, it was all the brain fog stuff, and there's something insidious about it where you feel a bit weird, and then all of a sudden you feel okay, and then this wave comes over, and you're like, oh, actually, no, I'm not okay. It was like that. So
yeah, and then you start
I've just stayed away from everybody at the same time gigging. So I've just gigged.
Gigging and gagging.
At the side of the stage, away from everyone, no one's near me. It's okay. And when the crowd tries to come close, like, stay away.
Uh-oh. He's just left the chair. He's left the chair, everybody. He's gone.
Sorry. Delivery.
What?
1 second.
Delivery. Oh, the masks have arrived.
You talking to me?
Did you have a brain tumor for breakfast?
Then who the hell are you talking? You talking to me?
I'm funny how? I mean, funny like a clown. You know?
I'm Peter Venkman. We all go a little mad sometimes.
Man that doesn't spend time with his family will never be a real man.
Damn! Hot. I'm kind of a big deal.
First rule of my club is do not talk about my club.
Yeah, baby!
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth!
What is that?
It's a new guitar.
It's a new guitar, everybody, and welcome to the unboxing podcast.
Should I do an unbox?
Do an unboxing. Just do it. This is Frame by Frame, where we talk about film.
yeah.
Unbox. It was our original title for the podcast.
What's remember? Yeah.
What's in the
The
box?
box. That's when we did Lucy, wasn't it?
Yes, that's right. We put a wig in a box because that was all we had at the time. Oh,
So do you remember that crash?
Do you remember who?
Remember that crash someone crashed into me a few weeks ago?
Oh yeah, that thing. That was the great unboxing.
So yeah, do you want to hear the story before we start talking about?
Yeah.
So what happened? So a person crashes into me. She said it was my fault.
Yeah.
I said, definitely, you crashed into me. It's not the way it works. Anyway, solicitors got involved, and the solicitor took on the case, said, no problem, we can do this. And then last week, they did a U-turn and said, you're going to have to go through your insurers, not the solicitor, because of reasons. I was like, why? I thought you were dealing with this. And they said, no, you're going to have to go through your insurance now. And so I'm like, so I started panicking. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? And it was back and forth getting that van all the time. You know, the getting to Oldham and then saying, oh, actually, you can't pick it up now, and having to come back.
Yeah.
And then they say, you can go and pick it up now. Anyway, long story short, I paid $7,000 for the van. It's going to cost $7,000 to fix the van. It's not. It's just, but what the insurers will do is a brand new door, a brand new wing, everything could have to be brand new. But it's just a little bit of cosmetic damage on the van. There's nothing wrong with the van at all. So they said you can either write it off and we'll scrap it, or we'll deduct the salvage fees off it. You pick the van up, you can get it fixed, and we'll just pay you £6,100. I went, that sounds nice. I'll do that.
That sounds better.
Yeah, but it
Yeah.
didn't. It looked like it wasn't going to happen. And then all of a sudden, it looked like it was all falling apart, basically. And then I got a phone call yesterday when I was poorly. I was actually lying in bed poorly. And just said, we've just had back from the third party and they're going to be paying out. Like, what? So yeah, they've officially paid out. So I needed a new guitar, and that's what that's for, because I have two main guitars, but my Charvel isn't current enough. There's no sort of volume cut out when I'm playing. And that seemed perfect. It was expensive for what it is, but it's a 1995 Gibson Les Paul, and that's probably the last really good year for Gibson Les Pauls. So I saw that, and I couldn't stop looking at it. Yeah, it's a vintage. So Tracy said, "Look, now we're getting that money. Get it, sell your other guitar, and then we'll get that." So
Nice.
there you go. Your guitar.
Is it going to take a while to get used to it, or?
Well, it's only going to be a second guitar because my main guitar is me, sir.
Nice. You're back on the road. You've got the van.
I've got the van. It needs to go through the MOT.
Yeah.
But still got the rental van. I have to give that back next week. But I don't need a van for about 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
After Friday. After this weekend, rather. I've got another 4 gigs this weekend. And then the gigs the following weekend, I don't need a van for because it's just festival stuff. So
yeah, acoustic sets. Yeah.
Acoustic or turning up and the PA's all set up and I can just plug in and play.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Speaking of plug in and play, guess what I've got, Andy?
Go on.
I'm finally up to date with everything, technology-wise. The last cool thing I had was a DVD player, which was a year ago. No, but now I've been handed to me a Blu-ray player.
Wow, really?
Finally on.
Oh,
the Blu-ray.
they've only just come out. Please tell me it's a 4K one.
No. It's just a DVD upscale.
Okay.
Yeah, you got yours about 50 years ago. I remember you showing me. What was it you showed me? The movie. Oh, was it Hugo or something?
Oh, it could have been Hugo. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like, wow, that's great, but I don't need that. I like a bit of grain on my screen. I like to see a little bit of flutter from the damage.
Yeah.
On the reel.
I like the definitions to be that good. I can see the makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I want the illusion ruined for me all the time.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, everybody's been talking about these 4K, 10K restorations of like next generation. It's like 4x3 is now 6x10, even bigger than 6.9. And you can see all the marks. You can see all the boom mics. You can see all the detail, the black pieces of card that have been put over monitors to hide reflections and all of that. All the mistakes that they just hide in that 4.3 screen.
Yeah.
And now you can see it all right there. But
we had one of those treat yourself days where you just go and let's just treat ourselves.
yeah.
We ended up we had some vouchers when we got married from John Lewis. So when John Lewis ended up looking at all these TVs, there was these 4K. They were about 1,200 quid for this TV, big, huge TV, and it looked amazing. Like, I mean, they have like wildlife videos on there to brag off how good it is.
Yeah. A few yaps.
It looks
just
incredible. Yeah, it looks amazing. But next to it, for about another £1,000, was an 8K TV, and the difference, no, couldn't really tell, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
No, and I was like, I'm buying it. If someone's going to buy an 8K TV, the technology really is not quite there to broadcast in 8K. There's no 8K Blu-ray players yet, I don't think. And I was like, what's the point in just paying like £3,000 for an 8K
Do what
TV?
I did. Wait 20 years and then get a Blu-ray player. Yeah, definitely. No, I think
So in 20 years' time,
Yeah.
We'll all have holograms and stuff, and you'll have a 4K Blu-ray player.
Yeah. But amazingly, I mean, I'm a physical media guy. I mean, I will buy physical media because I don't think it's worth just holding out and paying for stuff on digital that you're not going to actually have in your hand. But Blu-rays are so much cheaper now.
Oh yeah,
So I can pretend that it's £2, so 2015 again, and just feel like this is brand new. So
yeah,
it's okay.
there's a difference. There's a nice quality difference. It's,
Yeah.
if someone's put a lot of time and effort into get the visual effects right on something, like Hugo, for instance, looks spectacular. Watching it in a nice Blu-ray it does look good.
It's worth it for those kind of films. But if it's Taxi Driver, forget it. I will watch the VHS because that's closer to the truth, I think.
It is, and a film like that is dirty, isn't it, and grimy, and that's what you want. You don't want it to be nice, clean, and pristine.
Perfect. But you know what is nice, clean, and pristine, and full of CGI?
Oh, go on. What is this you are about to say?
Disaster movie.
Oh,
because I know we were going to talk about Furiosa, but disaster movie. I watched it 2 weeks ago, and if we keep on delaying it, then I'm going to have to watch it again, and I don't think I want to do that. But so, are you ready to talk about it now?
Can we definitely do it next week?
Oh, okay.
Will your memory of disaster movie last for one more week?
Well, I had to bury my cat the other day, so the trauma of that might just be the same about the trauma of watching disaster movie. So.
Oh god,
no,
that's true.
Very dark.
Did you have to bury your cat?
Yeah, Starbuck has gone.
Oh man, sorry, I had no idea.
No. She wasn't very well for about half a year. She was struggling, getting old, and then on Monday morning she decided that she wasn't going to eat her breakfast properly. She brought it all up, and she basically emptied her body of fluids, and it was like she wasn't going to be in the mood to eat or drink, and she was already frail, already right down in weight. So I thought this is not going to end well. We kind of been ready for her to go for a while, and I just got the ball rolling, got the vet, and they said exactly the same thing. It was going to cost a lot of money just to keep her going, and she wasn't going to have a quality of life. So you got to let him go. But yeah, I had to bury her on Tuesday.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
You know what's really horrible about the vets now? You go in, you're sitting there, and you're holding your cat for the last time, and they give you a leaflet without prices, with all this expensive cremation stuff, and they say, just have a look through, tell me what you want, and make a choice, and then we'll go ahead and give her the injection. Like, no. Now is not the time to show me stuff that I'm not willing to pay for. This is not a sales pitch. How dare you do a sales pitch?
They did the similar thing when we had our dog put down. I mean, this was like over 20 years ago now, but I was holding Shep when they put the injection in. I just felt him sink into my arms. I was obviously incredibly upset and distraught. And then he just gave me the bill. He went, this is how much, please. And I was literally just holding. He literally just died. I nearly punched him in the face.
It's that feeling. It's that feeling, man. They didn't do the bill thing, but they tried to sell us stuff. And I'm like, trying to have a moment here, you know?
It's like there's a complete disconnect, isn't there? It's like we do this all the time, so this is nothing special to us. But it's special to me.
It's pretty special. I mean, it was little Bushy. I mean, she was an adorable little black cat, and part of the family for over a decade. The kids don't know anything else other than having 2 cats, so it's been, Anyway, this is going to turn into silent running.
No.
Yeah, And the only thing that we remember the cat with, she had a watering can, and
Okay.
but no, we're fine. We're good. You know, we knew she was going to be going. So, but do you know what hasn't died?
Mark Miller. No, George Miller. Not Mark Miller.
George Miller and the Mad
guitarist.
Max saga. Mark Miller. Who's Mark Miller? Who is Mark Miller?
Don't worry about that. Oh, God.
Brain fog. That must be the COVID.
Brain fog.
So we're not here to talk about dead pets, car crashes, or unboxed guitars. We're here to talk about Furiosa.
Yeah. That'd be the subheading for this episode. Dead cats and new guitars.
Dead cats, new guitars, car crashes. Oh no, car crashes is pretty much Furiosa. That's what that's about.
Yeah, you know, poor cats, new guitars, and Mad Max saga.
You choose. You decide. Like choose your own podcast adventure.
This is our destiny. You, me. The question is, do you have it in you to make it epic?
Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. Rated R, only in theaters May 24th.
So yeah, this came out early this year.
And not done very well.
Not done as well as Fury Road. I think because Fury Road was something that nobody expected when that came out in 2015. We didn't know what we were going to get.
No, we didn't. And it's just an absolute, Fury Road is just an absolute ride, isn't it? From start to finish, it's just relentless.
It is, and this is still a ride, but it's got more world building. It's got more story. It's more character focus rather than just ride.
Yeah.
But the two films together, Fury Road and Furiosa, are just one long movie.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
What's amazing about George Miller is that it's so different from the first three movies. I mean, there's no continuity. Anyway, with most of his stuff, but I think he's probably one of the most, I should say, accepting of directors in his choices.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah, absolutely.
He hasn't really put a foot wrong.
No. He's done a lot of films you just wouldn't expect. He's done with obviously Pig in the City, Happy Feet. He did Witches of Eastwick, didn't he?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Happy Feet. I mean, it's like, really? Oh, he's a producer for that, but did he direct? He's directed 18 movies. Witches of Eastwick. Yeah, 1987. He was also a part of the Twilight Zone, the movie.
Yeah,
segment.
Yeah, he was.
Nightmare at 20,000 Feet. Huh. That was the John Lithgow one.
Yeah.
Incredible.
He's had he's had a really, really good. He did Dead. Did he direct Dead Calm? That Nicole Kidman, Sam Neill film.
Oh, I wish he did, because I loved Dead Calm. It was a great film.
Oh no, he must have been a producer on it. It was Philip Noyce.
Philip Noyce, yes. He did Rabbit Proof Fence, I think. Philip Noyce. Another great movie, but yeah, Australian directors are pretty good at what they do. Pretty committed. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, we've already covered the first three.
Mad Max. You have to be committed, don't you?
Dude, gosh, I mean, the first three films, they were kind of just your typical action films. I mean, nothing too strenuous, really. Well, number 2 was pretty strenuous.
Yeah, but unless you're one of the guys who have to drive, because obviously they didn't have the money for stunt drivers, did they? So it was literally just people go, right, drive that and drive it over there into that wall or whatever. And people actually just, it's a miracle. Nobody died making those original Mad Max films.
To be honest, yeah, they were virtual circus, manic, crazy people who just hopefully lived. I mean, I don't know any bad stories from that.
I think there was a few accidents when there was a few injuries and that, but no, nothing too bad.
Yeah. But Mel Gibson kicked us off with the first 3 films, and then they tried a different Max. It really didn't matter.
No,
didn't matter. He didn't really do. It could have been anybody in that role.
Yeah.
But with Furiosa, I mean, they have a kind of a Mad Max character in that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not actually said, but I think, is it supposed to be Mad Max?
No, it's Praetorian Jack.
Oh, of course. How could I forget a name like Praetorian Jack?
Oh, we were supposed to have our wasteland names.
Yeah, we are. I forget what mine was now.
Hang on. Diesel.
Diesel Progtansky.
Quaffing. Diesel Quaffing.
Diesel Quaffing Progtansky. That's me.
That's it. And I was Clutch Waffle Breaker.
There it is.
How's it doing, Diesel?
I'm sorry, I can't hear. I'm too busy quaffing Diesel. I'm writing it down so don't forget it. Frog and Ski.
That's it. That's the one. Because the names in these films are just mad.
Yeah.
Well, some are just kind of like simple, like The History Man or Immortal Joe.
I mean, like Chris Hemsworth is Dementus.
Dementus. The People Eater. Rictus Erectus, who was in the other Fury Road movie. And Big Jilly. Is that really a name? Smeg? Vulture? So they went for a few. I guess the longer the name, the more important you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, no. Dementus. No, don't matter.
Yeah, Dementus is...
Organic Mechanic. Yeah. And then, of course, Furiosa.
So, that's... Like, how do you feel this film stands up against the others?
Well, I think it's masterful. It's enjoyable. It's engaging. It's episodic, this one. It has more of a breakdown of episodes. It's
it literally
chapters.
Breaks it up, doesn't it? It has chapters,
yeah, which is kind of a nice change. But no 2 film is alike, and there's none of this nostalgia stuff. I mean, the Fury Road and Furiosa, of course, are exactly the same kind of story, same setup, same look, same feel. But they didn't bring anything from the first 3 movies, or bring anybody other than the main character of was it Immortal Joe? Was the same guy who was toe cutter. Toe cutter. Yeah, toe cutter. But there was music in the first film, Mad Max. It was kind of sweeping, orchestral. They did not use that music at all. No cues to kind of remind us.
I can't recollect music at all out of this film. But you know what I mean? I mean, because it's such a...
Yeah.
You know, they put more story into this one, and it's obviously the birth of, how Furiosa becomes how she is, but...
Yeah.
It's it's like story to bridge the gap between the next big stunt action scene, isn't it? So...
It is, yeah. I mean, it's it is what it is. It doesn't disguise itself to think that the story is important. What's important is that you're on the ride.
Yeah.
And it's glorious. It really is beautiful film. Beautiful
Oh,
film.
it is. I thought Anya Taylor-Joy is brilliant as well. I think she's so good.
She is, and the young girl who they cast to be her younger version seemed to fit really well, personality-wise.
Yeah, what they did as well, they put Anya Taylor-Joy's, they digitally mapped her face around the young girl, so it looked more like her. So it was hard to distinguish when it went from being a little girl to Anya Taylor-Joy.
Which is how it should be. I mean, that's...
Yeah.
It's very jarring when you've got a kid actor who suddenly becomes Tom Hanks, and it's like you don't look anything like him. It's just...
Yeah, absolutely.
Like Ellie in Contact, all of a sudden became Jodie Foster, little girl. It's like, no, don't get that. Different face. Jenna Malone looks nothing like Jodie Foster. But
the girl who plays the young Furiosa, she's in that film we watched recently. Is it Abigail? So it's called, when these people break into a house to kidnap a girl, and she's a vampire.
That's the one. Yeah, and she's pretty good. She's very mature for her age. Very mature.
Yeah.
She's probably 50 years old, isn't she?
Yeah, she's just
Big aged.
She's got a horrible disability.
Not so horrible, because you'll be a child actor for the rest of your life. That'd be great. That's the dream.
What could be wrong in that in Hollywood? There's no predators there.
No. This is is she Australian? Is she?
I don't think she is, but then I could be wrong.
Could be wrong, because he usually just casts his own people.
But then Anya Taylor-Joy is not Australian.
Oh, she's not. No. But then it doesn't really matter. It really doesn't. She doesn't really talk that much.
No, she doesn't. I love that. I love it. Not much dialogue, is there?
But who steals the show? I mean, Chris Hemsworth. He does a good job.
He's great. Yeah, I find it slightly distracting being Chris Hemsworth. Because he's like one of the biggest stars on the planet. So it's sort of like it's Chris Hemsworth playing a character, even though he's really good in it. And because he's a bit of an idiot, isn't he? And he plays it really well. I would have personally, it would have been like if it was someone you didn't quite know in that role playing the same thing. Do you think it would have worked as better or the same? Or
yeah, it's really hard because not everybody knows. If you've been under a rock like me, Blu-ray player, you've not been watching the Marvel or the DC universe, because that's where he's kind of prevalent, right? That's where he lurks the most.
Yeah, I guess so. He's done a lot of stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, I haven't really seen him in a lot of stuff, so he's still a fresh enough face to kind of just let it be. Yeah. So I haven't seen him in enough.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
It's because I can hear myself. It's a little bit discerning. I'm definitely not going to use this setup again because I can hear myself. It's very weird.
So is it you just getting like an echo, a delay?
It's pure, yeah. But it's because I'm listening to myself on this computer. So what I think I'm going to have to do is plug this back in, unmute myself, and I think I really need to... Can you tell that I'm listening to myself and I'm feeling a bit weird about...
I can tell you're a bit distracted.
It's a little discerning. So I'm going to... It was a nice experiment, but no. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
How does that sound?
There was 3 screens and now there's only 2, which is...
Yeah,
Sounds the same. Exactly the same.
It was me, and now I don't have to hear myself. That's so much better. Cool. Your screen got a bit funny.
No, I think it's exactly the same.
Fine. Yep, good. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, Chris Hemsworth, like I say, I wasn't really aware that much about him and the Hemsworth dynasty, but he looks a lot like Steve Irwin as well. I've noticed. Has he made a Steve Irwin film? Have they made a Steve Irwin film?
I don't know, actually. That's a question. But he's got like a prosthetic nose, hasn't he, in this?
Oh, he has. Yeah. It looks very off-putting. Pickle kind of thing going on the end of his nose, and kind of a Bergerac thing going on.
Yeah.
And yeah. Oh, I think the last thing I saw him in was that Crocodile Dundee. The
skit.
Yeah, the skit. Yeah. I think I saw him doing that. So I think he's probably your all-rounder Australian actor who could probably play every single famous Australian known to man. He seems fun. He seems okay. He's harmless.
No, he's good. He's proper. He's got proper old school charisma, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. The praising this movie is kind of nice change as well, because we usually watch films and we go, oh my gosh, this and this. Can you tell me anything that you feel isn't right about these Mad Max films? Something that irks you, or are they that good?
I think they are that good. They're not trying to be anything. They're not. You know what I mean? They're just.
Yeah.
They're just a ride, aren't they? That's it. It's it's a great bunch of films. You could just sit down and just go, right, here we go.
Yeah. But we're not precious about the lack of continuity. There's nothing holding us back to say, oh my gosh, if they went back, how many years did they go back in time from the Furiosa Mad Max meetup?
About 30 years, wasn't it?
It's a good, let's say 25 years. Well, Max is about 40 odd in that film.
Yeah.
If you go back 25 years, it's pre Mad Max 1, which was still an ordinary world. So it's like we don't care. It doesn't matter at all that there is that disconnect in the continuity. It's almost as if this is the story that wanted to tell, and everything is kind of like a fable. Everything's kind of stories being told from other people's perspectives.
Yeah.
And I think this is probably one of the first ones that doesn't have like a narrator going through the thread of the story.
Yeah.
But,
I think with the original Mad Max film, I think it's okay. It's better for us. I think if you're Australian, listen to a few Australian podcasts. They review movies and they're from Australia. And when they watch the original Mad Max, it's they can see all the point. They go, oh well, that's such a street in Melbourne, or Sydney or whatever. They can see it.
Broken Hill.
When they turn the corner, there's somewhere that's like 10 miles away. And it says, so I think being an Australian watching the original Mad Max films, you get taken out of the film because geographically you can see, well, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's more of an alien world to us. And
exactly.
We're not able to pinpoint it. I mean, I loved going to Broken Hill just for that nostalgia. I mean, I didn't recognize any parts that were relevant to the story because I know some of it was at Broken Hill, and that's where they kind of camped out to do the filming. But it was such a recognizable, because it was such a low budget as well. I mean, they used just recognizable city elements that were, but from Fury Road onwards, it's such an alien world. It's such an unusual. It seems like it's like 3,000 years into the future. It doesn't even connect with the contemporary that storyline that came out in the first film. And of course, I think the second and the third.
I think that's one aspect I actually do prefer. With being this desolate dystopian future thing.
Yeah, it kind of feels. Yeah, that's probably what the vision was originally. You know, he wanted to have a bit more money thrown at him to really go there. And
Yeah.
I mean, was it 1989 that Thunderdome came out? 88, 89? It's around that.
Yeah.
And he didn't touch it at all until 2015. I mean, that's a huge gap.
And to make a film like this in your 80s, it's astonishing, really.
He is in his 80s, isn't he? Yeah, I mean, he's like Francis Ford Coppola, who just done Megalopolis in his 80s as well, and it is an astonishing thing. But then you think, was it John Huston? No, John Ford was really old as well when he was making, and Peckinpah and all of those are like, you know, that they were the Hollywood pioneers who also worked until their death. You know, they worked themselves right. There was no such thing as retirement when you're a creative like that. You just don't retire.
I mean, how old's Scorsese now?
He's got to be right up. He's not as old as Francis. I think Francis is the oldest of that generation.
Right.
So they're kind of like all lurking around the 80 mark. So it is impressive. It is impressive. Yeah.
Because it's just pure adrenaline fueled stuff, isn't it? You know, and it's so good. Really good.
You surround yourself with the right people, and you'll get that vision. I mean, obviously that vision couldn't have been accomplished without CGI. I don't think. You know, it was never going to be as good. I mean, but this is what CGI should look like. It should look like a natural landscape, unless you're doing sci-fi and you're doing Star Wars. But grounding it in a sense of reality it's you know, that's why we come to the cinemas, to see this amazing feat of.
Well, absolutely. You use it as a tool to enhance what you're looking at, rather than where you've got these people doing these crazy stunts.
Yeah.
It's better to watch people like, oh my god, look at that. Having CGI just enhancing the visual aspect of it, rather than just having little CGI characters going around on sticks.
It's nice to know. I don't know where the CGI starts and the stuff. There is a couple of moments, of course, where, you know, with the baby white face, it didn't quite look, but I think that was done on purpose. I think it was supposed to look a little bit unusual. Everybody knocks. I mean, it's like I would have liked to have seen Thunderdome. For some reason, when it comes to nostalgia, I would have loved to have at least come across Thunderdome or be aware of it in this world. I think that's the only nostalgia I think that actually could have been brought into this. It's the only real.
Really, it could have been sort of built into something like that. You know, but I just don't know if we're ever going to get another one now, because this hasn't done well at all.
Yeah, and that's a shame. Why? And do you think it's just because it looks too much like Fury Road, the poster, the design, the people think it's going to be the same?
I think there was too much of a gap, wasn't there, between the Fury Road and Furiosa?
Yeah, probably.
You
and Dune's been in between as well, and Dune's kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I think if if it had come out a couple of years afterwards, you know, where people were still really excited about it, might have done well. I don't know why this hasn't done well, because it's just as good as Fury Road in my eyes.
Yeah, it's difficult to kind of quantify it. I mean, the people who saw this in 2015, saw Fury Road in 2015, were they just looking for that Mad Max vibe, the Mad Max title?
Well, all the publicity was trying to make this an event.
Yeah.
You know, it's a Mad Max saga.
Yeah,
it's just a thing. This is amazing. It's going to be all the reviews were brilliant. Everyone's giving it 5 stars across the board. You know, and then no one went to watch it. I don't know what the answer is. I have no idea why. Maybe. Is it now because it's like, well, we can't take the kids to it, and you know, it'll be out and streaming soon, so let's just wait. I don't know. Is that what it is now?
Could be. I mean, the thing about the internet as well. I mean, you can't look anywhere without there being the big Furiosa banner on everything, and maybe people just had maybe promotion can be OTT sometimes, but you want to kind of tease people in and say that you want to come and see this, but maybe people just felt like they'd already seen it because they'd watched Fury Road and they just didn't really recognize it as something that they needed to go and watch. I don't know. It is tricky.
Yeah,
it's a mystery.
It's a mystery.
It's a mystery.
It is.
They missed out. Whoever didn't go missed out. All right. So do you think they're going to make another one?
It's not looking like it. So that's what I was going to say, because this is obviously Furiosa and Mad Max saga. Was he hoping to make more sort of stories based in the Mad Max?
Yeah. I mean, they could do it now with CGI. They could do it where they could easily pack in a TV series. But then they're looking at the whole Star Wars thing. They're looking at the Star Trek thing, and they're thinking, mud gets thrown in all directions with these productions, and TV shows are starting to kind of get. There was a golden age of TV shows back, I'd say, when 24 is out. The West Wing, but the early O's, I think. We had Breaking Bad and all of those really cool shows that were exciting, and nobody really had a bad thing to say. Now it seems as though that mud just sticks everywhere, so.
Well, Acolyte hasn't done very well, has it? People have been really slagging that off.
Yeah, and I think what tends to happen is that they set up these shows, they try and bring new characters in and tell a new character story. And towards the end of the season, I think there's always that panic, like, oh no, they want nostalgia, they want somebody. So it's like Mandalorian, they had to eventually throw in Luke. And apparently they're doing a similar thing with the Acolyte, where they're just throwing in the familiar right at the end just to keep people watching.
Yeah. Yoda's in it.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly. And so it's I don't know. I just feel as though these franchises are never going to be the same. And George Miller, I think, is one of those misunderstood people who have actually done it right. George Miller he hasn't fed you with nostalgia. He didn't give you Thunderdome. There was no Tina Turner references. There's no Mad Max references, for that matter.
No.
People just exist in this world. Whatever happened that we've seen before doesn't matter. There's no helicopter guy. The guy who was in, Bruce Spence, who was in Mad Max 2 was one character, and then the gyrocopter flyer in the third. He wasn't in this movie. They didn't throw him in for nostalgia reasons, or, not like Speed 2 Cruise Control. Did you ever watch that?
No.
They threw in all the same characters that were in the first movie, and just by coincidence, they were in circumstances that were very similar. Like there was a sports car driver in the first film where Keanu Reeves takes over his car. And he's like, you, what are you doing with my car? It was like it was hijinks. It was very funny. But then this guy appears in the second movie in the boat, and it's like it's like, why is this happening to me twice, kind of thing, And it's like they don't do that with these films. They don't have to keep digging up old stuff.
Yeah.
And
I sometimes like, if he could have made more of this, well, you'll have because it's full of just zany, weird characters who'll be in it for a second and then they're off.
Yeah.
And then have a film to go, well, what happened to him? Yes. So have a film about what's happened to that person, and how all the characters that surround him, like Furiosa, can manage to come back into his life now and again, and all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
So
it's the perfect thing to do that kind of thing with, but
Praetorian Jack. I mean, the guy who rode with Furiosa, who literally gave her the idea for the head makeup.
Yeah,
he was good.
Yeah,
he was nothing special, but he was good. But do you want to see his story more? I don't know. I mean, do you? I don't know. It's difficult. Furiosa was Furiosa in Fury Road, and then she had a story to tell. How did you get that arm?
Yeah.
And it really wasn't that spectacular. She just,
No,
I
not
mean, she
really.
got, it wasn't like that was, they didn't pin it on that being like the big spectacle moment, and all of a sudden her arm goes up, and it's like, and then there's zooming on the arm, and it's like, no, it just happened suddenly, and that was it. It was over. So it's like nothing is precious in this movie. Nothing is treated as a spectacle, but the movie itself is spectacular.
Yeah. I mean, that last, what did you say, half an hour, that the chase with the truck and everyone's is absolutely astonishing.
Love it.
I mean, there was points in that I was thinking, I've never seen anything quite like this.
And again, it's dramatically the same thing as Fury Road, but done in such a different way. It's still fresh. How can you not love it? How can you not be on board with this film? It's great. It's and the thing is as well, you can watch it again and you would have missed so much.
Well, funnily enough, when we watched it, that last half an hour, that whole that chase. Once we finished, Tracy went to bed. I just watched that all again because I couldn't quite comprehend everything I'd just seen.
You just had to, you needed the closure to actually understand it. Yeah,
I want to go through that again.
Brilliant.
Just absolutely astonishing. Really is. Really incredible. Yeah. And the mad, like the original films are crazy. What they did, how they got away with it. And like I said, there was no stunt. They didn't have the money for any stuntmen to do that stuff. They just did it and just hoped for the best. It's crazy.
I think a lot of them were aspiring stuntmen who just did things on a really low budget, or they were like monster truck racketeers. They were actually, there was careers were already started with Mad Max. The people who never thought there would be a stuntman. They were just, that was it. But I don't know. There's something about the Australian spirit that's very freeing and willing to just kamikaze. It's like no worries attitude. No animals in this. Have you noticed there are no animals?
No, there isn't. Now you mention it. Yeah.
No spiders. No nobody. Well, there wouldn't be any crocodiles. But there's nothing. Man is the most deadly creature on Australia. That's not true. It's not. That's so not true.
Not true.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where that Australian spirit comes from, because literally everything in Australia is designed to kill you.
That's it. Yeah. So they're able to.
They're just spirits, aren't they? It's like, well, mate, don't matter.
Anything is going to kill you. You just go with it, mate. Yeah, it's the way it goes.
There's a friend went over to Australia, and he couldn't quite believe it. What he always said to me, he said, here, if you step on an insect, it's dead. He goes, over there, they wait. He goes, they wait behind corners, baseball bats, ready to kill you. And I was like, right, okay. I don't think I'll go to Australia then.
It's true. I mean, we had a huntsman spider, a female, in our house, and I was like, oh. Right, well, you just put it outside. Said, no, we've actually got to leave the house because it's a female, and she may have already laid eggs, and there will be a lot of spiders coming out, So what they have to do, we have to leave the house for 3 days. We have to bug bomb it, put these like canisters around the house, set them on a timer, and they all just go poof, and anything within that house will just die, And then you come back, and then you just resume your life. You have to leave the house. You have to literally go and get a hotel for a few days, or go and stay with relatives. Because once you've identified it as a female, you've got to make sure that that you're not going to be suddenly surrounded and covered by little tiny babies. It's that creepy.
Yeah.
And you check your shoes. You just get used to it. You check your shoes. I mean, the one that I found was on the curtain. And I just drew the curtains, and it was just there, and it just jumped out at me, like Alien.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a big one.
Wow.
So if you
have you seen the new Romulus trailer?
Oh no, I haven't. Is there a new one?
Yeah, there's a new one come out. It looks like it's going to be full on Alien.
Of course it is, because nobody will accept anything less. Shall we get it up? I can.
Have we said everything we need to say about Furiosa?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it's a brilliant film. I really, really, really loved it. I think it's just as good as Fury Road.
It is.
And yeah, I would urge anyone to just go watch that film. I really would. And bloody hell, they put there's love in that film. You know what I mean? You can see it. It's painstaking. 148 minutes long, and it went like that. I didn't feel 148 minutes at all.
Exactly, and that's the beauty of these films. And for those who missed out, just get into it. I mean, there's still time. There's still time to just, lap it up and watch it.
Yeah, you got life. Yeah, you got life to watch it. Just watch it and watch it many times. It's great, and yeah. I kind of hope he does have a story left in him to do one more, but I highly doubt he will now.
But even if he does, he came out on a high, and that's the main thing as well. You can't really ask anything of it, and just avoid anything if it isn't anything to do with him.
Cool. So can we watch this trailer here now together?
We can right now. I'm about to share the screen.
Let's do it. This is exciting.
Are you sure you want to do this? There she is.
You want to break in and steal highly regulated equipment.
This could be our only ticket out of here. Should be in and out in 30 minutes.
Welcome to the Romulus Space Station.
This place gives me the creeps. What the hell is this?
I don't know.
What the fuck was that? Young?
Stop playing around, man. Just get up.
I'm not playing around. There's something in the water.
What do you mean there's something in the water?
I don't know. There's just something in the fucking water.
Run.
Are you alright?
Navarro! I don't know what's wrong.
Whatever comes, we'll face it together.
Let's go.
Impact event in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Right. So
Okay, I think it's they've done the alien checklist. Right, we need that, 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 we need that. Right, let's just chuck everything into it, and there we go.
everything.
I mean, it looks like icky, and it looks like it'll be very jumpy and scary and full of action. So
Yeah, it looks like it's got everything that you nobody can look at that trailer and say that's not an alien film.
no. And the when the face hugging and he's like, it's the face hugger, he's trying to hold it off, and the thing goes in his mouth, and he's trying to get it out. That actually made me cringe a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, the gag reflex is being tested, but this is just a trailer. Usually they're very, they hold back on the imagery and just have the alien at the end. But they decided to put everything in this trailer.
Yeah.
Everything.
You can sort of...
The whole movie is in the trailer. We'll see how this goes. We'll see.
It's not going to reinvent the wheel, is it? But
it's not going to be. It might just be an exciting romp. It might just be an enjoyable movie, and hopefully, it will be that.
Just go in and watch it. Be grossed out,
yes.
Possibly. Cool. Right then.
Alrighty. Well,
pleasure as always.
Here we go. We're going to end this podcast like it's going to be so easy. I mean, we had such an easy opening. Everything was working. So now what? How do we say goodbye?
So check us out on all our places.
Yes.
So you can watch it. You can listen to us on iTunes,
Spotify. It's on Audible. You can just plug us into it with all your favorite audiobooks in Audible. Isn't that incredible?
Amazing.
You can watch us on YouTube. There's somewhere else. I'm missing something. Spotify. Done that one. Yeah. And of course Apple.
Oh, iTunes.
I think you might have said that one too. So we're on all the major platforms. We're everywhere on there because we're that good.
Yeah, that's just you can't get on all the platforms unless you're brilliant.
Exactly. Nobody can.
That's how it works.
They don't just put chumps on all these things. I mean, wow. We've got it, man. We're definitely done. And so
I really have to go blow my nose now.
He's going to go and blow his nose. I'm going to go and say hi to the family because they're all off over the summer. So thank you very much for listening to the podcast. I have been Stephen Radford.
And I've been Andy Lewin.
Yeah, otherwise known as Diesel Quaffing.
Diesel Quaffing Progtansky.
I think Berserker would have been more.
Berserker. Diesel Quaffing Berserker.
It's hard to say.
Right.
And I've forgotten what my name is. That's it. We're finishing. Here we go. You feel the ending. It's like swallowing us up. It's swallowing us up. Thanks a lot, Andy. I appreciate it. It's been a good go.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, man.
See you later on, mate. Bye.
Bye.
I feel the need for speed.
Ow!
Charlie, don't surf!
This is fantasy.
Oh, you betcha, yeah.
Quit griping.
I like griping.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.